How's it going, everyone? My name is AJ, and today I'm going to do a fitness demonstration. Whether you're someone who spends several hours a day sitting or are a regular gym rat, tight hips is something you are almost certain to face at some point. Decreased mobility at the hip joint not only makes it harder to complete lower body exercises and compound lifts, but may also put you at an increased risk for injury. Tight hip flexors is one cause for this, and by far the most talked about, but it's not the only cause. Underactivated glutes and core muscles also play a key part in restricting movement at the hip joint. Based on what we know to this point, what are the best exercises and mobility drills to improve mobility at the hip joint? I have personally combed through the literature and assembled a list of the top 8 ways to address this issue from a scientific perspective. Before I dive into the routine, please support the channel by leaving a like, subscribing, and hitting the notification bell to make sure you stay up to date on new videos. Now with that out of the way, let's get started. From standing, drive your knees as high as possible and then release the leg down and back behind you. Feel free to move your arms along using the pattern I am demonstrating here, or hold on to something for extra support. This move will help get blood flowing to the knee, hip, and surrounding muscles and get you primed up for what's about to come later. Aim to perform 10 to 15 repetitions on each side. In a seated position, bend both your knees to 90-degree angles. Rotate the hips to one side while maintaining the 90-degree bend. Try to get them to touch the ground and hold for 10 to 20 seconds. After a brief pause, bring your knees back to the middle and then repeat on the other side. Don't be afraid to lean into one side to get an even deeper stretch and maintain solid breathing. Discomfort level should be no higher than 6.5 out of 10. Using a moderately heavy kettlebell, lie on it and place the handle just outside of your belly button. If done correctly, you may feel like you need to pee, since the pressure applied is very close to where your bladder is. This mobility drill helps stretch out the hip flexor and abdominal muscles, which do play a role facilitating movement at the hip joint. Feel free to substitute with a lacrosse ball or some other bar if needed. Hold for 45 seconds each side. Lie on your back, take a small looped band, and place it around your feet. Just like the popular core exercise, alternate your knees forward and backward, pausing for a moment in between each move. Mobility drills are important, but so are appropriate exercises. This one will help keep the right muscles firing, which will improve hip mobility. Aim for 10 repetitions each side. Sit on your butt, spread your legs apart, and shift your backside so that it is making contact with the wall. With straight legs, move your feet as far apart as possible until you feel a deep stretch in the back and sides of your thighs. If you can, try to internally rotate your feet so that your toes are pointing upwards. Reach over to one side and hold this for a few moments. If done correctly, a deep stretch along the inner hip and lats will be felt. Grab a band and tie it just above your knees. From standing position, pretend there is an electric hurdle to your side and you must step over it. This means both feet going up and over. This move triggers strong hip flexor and glute med activation. If at any point you feel sharp pain, stop the drill or pick a smaller hurdle to climb over. Aim for 8 to 10 repetitions on each side. From a high plank position, bring one foot towards the outside of the same hand. From here, try to lower your elbows to the ground and hold this position. You should feel a deep stretch in your hip and glutes if done correctly. Hold for 30 seconds, take a few deep breaths, and try to get your chest a little closer to the ground as each second ticks by. With your hips now feeling extra toasty, try this traditional exercise with a mobility flair to it. From standing, perform a forward lunge with your back knee making contact with the ground. With your hands over your head, reach far to the side so you feel a deep stretch within your glutes, low back, lats, and hip flexors. Return to the starting position and repeat on the other side. As mentioned earlier, stretching alone won't fix tight hips. Adding in appropriate exercises makes a huge difference to improve overall mobility. mobility. These drills can be done in any order, and some may feel better than others. At the end of the day, do what is best for you. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you stay up to date on new videos. Thank you so much for watching, and stay strong.